Hey guys, Simo here, and today I've got a tutorial for you that you've all been requesting. How to shoot epic car content with the Insta360 X4. You're going to learn how to safely rig the Insta360 camera to any car, how to get top tier shots with only the invisible selfie stick, and best settings for shooting cars both day and night. Probably seen those viral videos of a GTR or a Lambo just speeding down the highway with what seems like an impossible third-person shot. Well, those were achieved with this. This is the Insta360 triple suction mount, and this is the best solution for getting the most epic car content. Now, this might not be a GTR behind me, but it is a pretty quick sleeper wagon, and it just so happens to be my own personal car. I'm going to be using this to showcase the various setups today with how to get the best 360 content. But before we get to that, I want to cut to a gratuitous montage of the Volvo. So the first setup we're going to be covering is the rear mounted camera. Right here with me, I have the triple suction cup mount kit from Insta360. And this comes with everything you need to mount to a car. Why this kit is so great is that it comes with 3 heavy duty suction cups where they partner with Tilta. Now, these are going to be great for attaching to any flat surface, but they really shine on cars. So the first thing you want to do is just start mounting the hardware. You've got these rings on here in which the suction cups mount to. Now, each suction cup has a NATO rail system, so it'll slide directly into place. Now, with this hole here, this is where the invisible selfie stick goes. Now, you have to use the new Action selfie stick, which is the carbon fiber one. The traditional one will not fit in here, but it's designed that way because this selfie stick is a lot stronger and can withstand wind and G-force and things like that. So you basically just tighten it down in here. Then to the bracing arm here, you add the final pump cup. Once you have these 2 pieces set up, the final step is to open this clip arm right here. It's gonna attach to the invisible selfie stick and lock. And now you're ready to mount to the car. We're gonna save the camera to the last step. So now that we're ready to mount to the back of the car, the next step is to prep the surface. You want to make sure that the surface you're mounting to is clean and there's no dust and debris on it, which is going to prevent it from sticking properly. I'll always make sure to bring some glass cleaner with me so that I can spray down the surface and get rid of any debris and dirt that's going to prevent it from sticking properly. So I'm going to start by mounting the 2 pump cups here. I'm just going to stick it onto the surface, roughly center with the car. And you want to make sure that it's pressed in nice and firmly. And then you start tapping the pump here, and as soon as the white ring around it is gone, that is suctioned properly. Then you're going to take the 3rd bracing arm here, you're going to loosen the extender, pivot it down, and find a 3rd point of contact. This is going to prevent the extended selfie stick from wobbling up and down when the car is moving. Then make sure to lock the bracing arm. And at this point, you want to double check all your thumb screws and make sure they're nice and tight. And before you put the camera on, you just want to make sure that that is on there. It should be able to move the entire car if you move this rig. You can see that's not going anywhere. Now we're ready to attach the camera. So with me, I have my Insta360 X4. We're just going to screw it on to the Action selfie stick here. And you want to make sure that one of the lenses is facing the vehicle. That's going to prevent any stitch lines from getting into the shot and make sure that the vehicle looks normal in frame. Now, these pump cups are very strong like you saw, but personally, I like to safety rig these to the car. So if anything happens to the rig, it's not going to fall off and damage your camera or potentially be a danger to someone else on the road. One more check of the pump cups and you're ready to shoot. Now for camera settings, I'd recommend shooting in the highest resolution possible, which is 8K. at either 24 frames a second for a cinematic look or 30 frames per second for a smoother look. I'll keep the camera in auto mode if I have changing lighting conditions, but set my exposure to -0.3 or -0.7 to protect the highlights. I prefer the punchy, saturated look of Vivid over Standard, but will shoot in flat if I plan to do more color grading in editing. I'll dial in fully manual settings if my lighting is constant or if I'm shooting in low light conditions. 5.7K resolution is going to perform much better in low light over 8K, so I'll switch to that when it's dark out or if I want to capture at 60 frames per second. I like D-Warp over Mega or Ultra because it has less of a fisheye effect. And finally, I'll go into the settings menu and change my bitrate to high and video sharpness to either medium if the camera is moving very fast or low for standard 360 capture. One thing I love about these Insta360 cameras is that you can monitor wirelessly with your phone. So what I like to do is attach this to my car's MagSafe adapter here, and now I can have my passenger change camera angles, change camera settings, and make sure that the shot still looks good. Another product that I like to use for stuff like this is the GPS remote. This is cool because it acts like a wristwatch and you can see exactly what your 360 camera is seeing as well as control all the settings. I'm gonna actually have you wear this so that you can control all the settings while I'm driving. So I've got my buddy Rich Nix here and he's putting on the GPS remote watch. Now you can control it while I'm driving and monitor the footage. Now, if you don't have the triple suction cup mount, you can still get some crazy shots with the extended selfie stick. This 11-foot pole is an absolute beast. You can see it's crazy long, and you can get some really cool shots with this. So what I like to do is have my passenger sit in the passenger seat, holding this out of the window like a javelin, and we'll just see for yourself. You want to get your passenger to get in the car and then roll down the window. Now you can either do this when you're stationary or moving. It's obviously going to be safer when stationary, but you want to record on the camera before you extend the pole out. Make sure your surroundings are clear of signs, power lines, bicyclists, motorcyclists. You want to be in a wide open area where you're not going to hit anything when the pole is protruding from the car. So I'm just gonna extend it out. Once you have it fully extended, you wanna just rest it on the side mirror. You can see it's pretty far from the car. From this angle and perspective, you'll see the entire car in the frame. So you can move it up and get drone-like shots from above, or pivot back and get quarter angle shots of the car. And this is how I've got some pretty crazy shots. Just please, I beg of you, be careful when you do this. Definitely do it when it's nice and bright out so you can see what's happening. Make sure you're on a big, wide open street and just do very short snippets. Just get like 30-second shots and then bring it right back in and don't get in trouble. Now that you guys know exactly how I capture my own 360 car content, it's really just up to you to try it out for yourself. Make sure to start slowly. I'd recommend rigging it to your car just in your driveway to make sure that it's attached properly. Then just take it down the neighborhood street nice and slow and make sure there's no hazards and that it stays on your car properly. Build up the confidence to shooting on the street. These Insta360 cameras are designed to play around with. You can create infinite shots by changing the field of view and perspective in editing. Using either the smartphone Insta360 app or the Insta360 desktop studio app. Having a 360 camera is not an excuse to drive like an idiot and break the law, so make sure you're sensible while capturing your content. I'm stoked to see what you guys create now that you know how to shoot epic 360 car content. Make sure to tag both myself and Insta360 so we can check your content out, and drop a comment below if you guys dig the Volvo. Be good, stay creative. Until next time, guys.